Good morning, guys. Bit of an impromptu video. Hadn't really planned anything for today, but I was just doing a bit of product photography, sort of just playing around with some ideas for my portfolio, and I came up with a couple of photos that I actually really like, and I figured you might find it interesting to see how I got to them because it was surprisingly easy. It only took me about 5 minutes to set up, and I was using some really basic cheap lights. So if you like the photos, here they are now. Then just keep watching because I'll show you everything I did to achieve that result. So the example we're going to use today is this pendant from Clocks and Colors. This is the Old Salt. No, I'm not sponsored by Clocks and Colors. They're not a client of mine, but hopefully someday. And I'm actually holding this with this microphone arm. I've tried out a number of different things in the past for holding items, whether it be wire coming up the side of the table. This thing, you can just move it back and forth, super easy, and it just stays there from friction. So it's super quick. And then the camera is set up over here. This is the Canon 200D, which is my secondary, or it's actually my girlfriend's camera, but I use it as my secondary. And then we have the Sigma 105mm macro, which is an awesome budget lens. Now for this particular scene, I want some reflections. So I'm gonna use a reflective surface directly underneath the pendant. You could use your phone for this if it's small enough. I found a phone was too small for what I'm doing. Or you could use your laptop screen or a piece of glass or anything really. But I found that an iPad is pretty much the perfect size. So we're just gonna place the iPad under there like that. And all you wanna do next is just adjust your pendant until it's just touching the glass. And that's perfect. Okay, next thing you want to do is get some foam core. If you haven't got foam core, cardboard works fine, whatever you have. Now with your foam core or cardboard, we're just going to cut it up a little bit. So we're going to cut a slot or 2 slots in the bottom like this, and we're going to cut the edges on one side so that we can fold them over. And we're going to rest it so that our cuts are somewhat in line with the pendant. And I'm actually going to move it as close as I can to the pendant, watching my camera at all times so that I'm not blocking the shot. Okay, I'm going to keep my studio light on for now just so that you can see what I'm doing. But what we need to do in our scene next is to add our main key light on this side of the card. Okay, what you're going to need is, you guessed it, LED panel. Now this is the small rig, I've talked about this before. Yes, it's awesome. No, not sponsored, unfortunately. But there are all sorts of different brands you can get. Just Aperture's the most well-known one, but also the most expensive. Now, most people use it like this. The small rig one becomes with a lovely diffuser, which is awesome. As you see, especially when combined with the mist filter, you get a beautiful soft light that's just almost unbeatable. It's just so good. Love these things. I use this for everything. I had losing my voice. I had a cold last week and my throat doesn't look like it's gone yet. It's also good for scary stories and for putting in the backdrops of videos, which I do a lot. Anyway, that's enough about that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set it to our chosen color. I'm going with orange because it looks like fire, and Clocks and Colors, they like fire because obviously that's how they make everything. Press the set button, whoop, that's the color we're gonna use, and we're gonna place that in behind our thingamajig. And if you watch on the screen of your camera, you'll see that moving the light around, going forwards and backwards and side to side changes the shape of the light, so just work with it. But I'm going to leave mine somewhere there, and I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is something that I did before anyway, which is to clean the surface of the iPad, because you don't want fingerprints and nuts of things like that in your shot. So give it a nice clean with a cleaning cloth, with a lens cloth, to make sure it's completely smudge free. And then finally, before you take the shot, you want to do this as well. Okay, we are almost there. We're so close. There's just one more thing, one little detail that really makes or breaks this kind of photo, in my opinion. Now, if you look at this photo right here, you see there's really no detail at all on that left-hand side. We can't tell what the shape of the pendant is. We can't really tell the thickness of the chain either. So we need another light. We need some kind of edge light which is going to highlight the overall shape of the product, because that's very important in product photography, that you can really give an accurate representation of the product itself. And if you don't, then you're going to get people not really understanding what it is, not really knowing what to expect when they buy it. And then you might get people not buying it because of that, or you might get them buying it and then returning it. So it's very important to a consumer and important to your client, the person who's commissioned the photos, that you're given an accurate representation of the product. Now, what we're going to use for this, it's up to you. You can use the same hue as your first light, although then you need 2 lights, or you can use something as simple as your mobile phone. It only has to be the smallest of lights just to highlight that edge. What I'm going to use is this little newer, I still don't know how to pronounce their name, even though I have like everything from them. So let me show you the difference that this makes. Okay, so here we have our scene, and we're just going to add our edge light somewhere around here. Okay, well there you have it, guys. I hope that was helpful. I know I don't usually post photography videos specifically. It was never really where I started the channel, so it just felt weird to put it in. But it's becoming more and more a part of what I do, so I'd like to implement it a bit more. I hope this was helpful to someone. It just goes to show that you really don't need a lot of equipment to make some nice photos. So I hope this inspires at least one of you to go out and shoot. I was literally about to repeat Pierre's, try something different, try something new. It's such a great tag. It's just so good. If you don't follow Pierre T. Lambert, go and subscribe, because he does like really awesome street photography stuff. But yeah, try something different. I want to steal that. I need to change it a little bit. Let's just tweak it a bit. Go out and try a new thing. Do something you haven't done previously. And I've got to do B-roll. Actually, I don't know why I'm complaining. I love B-roll. Let's do it. Let's do some B-roll. Oh, I like that better than before. Pretty cool. Oh,